Vanakkam Nation First viewers. Today we have a very special guest, Dr. Rajkumar, the chairman of Lifeline Hospitals. Let us welcome him to the show. Sir, Vanakkam, sir.
Very nice to see you, Kiran.
Sir, since the judgment of electoral bonds came out, there has been a lot of discussion, and recently the SBI has given its data to the Election Commission, and Election Commission has released the list of companies which have bought the electoral bonds and the political parties which have gained from the electoral bonds. The main accusation of the opposition party is that BJP institutionalizing the scam with the help of Supreme Court and electoral bonds. What's your take on it?
Right. So first of all, I want to start by saying hello to all the viewers and saying this is a brilliant idea for Pesu Tamila Pesu, because Tamil mari evano alaga English pesum maatan. So it's a good thing that we are reaching out to all our people. Kiran, excellent job. Now, I'll come straight to the topic. First of all, the electoral bonds was floated from 2017. And if you look at the papers, from 2014, when Modi ji came, until today, 10 years, every day the Congress is saying the judiciary is inside the pocket of BJP. The Supreme Court is in the pocket of central government. If that were the truth, Kiran, how come such an important thing like electoral bonds has been completely nullified by the Supreme Court? In my mind, this is the biggest proof that Supreme Court, that the judiciary is a separate power by itself and it's not in the pocket of the central government. That is number one. Number two, I appreciate, as you say, two things. One is State Bank of India, after a little bit of delay, we all know, they were saying, they've furnished the electoral bonds. And also, many of the parties have come out and completely given the name of the people who have done it. And I'm happy for the degree of transparency. Because as I keep saying, we need transparency in Indian politics. Now, quickly, before we go to the split up of the parties, why electoral bonds? Every party needs to run. Every party has to have money. If you look at the Democratic and Republican parties in the US, instead of electoral bonds, they have electoral debates, electoral dinners. Every person will write $10,000, $50,000 check and they collect their money. We don't have the same things here. So we've created, it's a way of getting white money, not black money. This is not gun money. This is not methamphetamine money. This is pakka white money into the system. Now, if you ask, has this white money been forced? Then somebody has to come and give a statement to the court. I did not want to give this money. Somebody forced me. Some agency forced me to give this.
Yeah, that's what DMK has been saying in the recent past, that BJP is using ED and IT to threaten the companies, and they are making the companies to buy the electoral bonds.
See, anybody can say anything. I can say some party is being run by an alien. You need proof. There's something basic thing called proof of evidence. So far, nobody has stepped out and said this. Now there'll be another question. No, you're scared because BJP is in power. So at least let somebody who was put for Congress, let them come and say. But nobody has said on either side. That's number two. Number three, let's look at the split up. If you look at BJP, Kiran, they have taken 6,154 crores or something over the last 7 years. But currently, BJP is ruling in 17 states in the country.
Also opposition in many states.
It's also opposition, correct in many states. So overall, if you take the BJP per state for BJP, it will work out to something like 168 crores on an average per state by the BJP.
Yeah.
Whereas if you look at DMK, single state.
Yeah, you're saying taking into the consideration of all the states and union territories.
Correct. Okay. Including states and union territories, you put an average. Yeah. Average BJP receipt per state has been 168 crores. But the average DMK receipt, for DMK is only controlling one state.
Okay. So not past Gumdipundi.
Not past Gumdipundi. So they are planning to become All India like All India ADMK. They're planning, but so far only one state. That state has taken 609 crores, of which I think 500 crores or 509 or something has been given by one single person. That is the Lottery Santiago Martin. Future Gaming. Now, in which way? I know that ED was on Santiago Martin, and in 2012, during the jail at the ADMK government, he was even jailed in Vellore, etc. But why should ED force Santiago Martin to give 509 crores to DMK, which is just on the opposite side of BJP? I want the opponents to answer that one question. Number one. Number two, nobody has, as I said earlier, nobody has ever said they've been threatened to give the electoral bonds. Now, there's a third very important thing. I was talking to a few economists. Once the electoral bonds thing is pulled out, that means the now elections that has been pulled out at a very critical time. I'm happy you're discussing this topic because this topic is going to impact on elections. This is the money that parties use for the
Okay.
elections.
But the DMK is trending in Twitter that electoral bonds scam BJP, etc. It's so hilarious.
It's very, that is, they're all based on the principle of one man called Goebbels. Goebbels showed with Hitler that if you keep on saying one thing over and over again, the falsity will become a truth. So
Yeah.
some people, some parties, they go on saying one thing,
Like the 15 lakh
like 15
promise.
lakh. Never even once has Modi ji said, I will give you 15 lakhs into your pocket. But I have personally seen at least 50 or 100 WhatsApp cuttings of various politicians saying, "Enna chenda 15
Where is my 15 crores?
Where is my
15
lakh?"
lakhs.
That is ridiculous. What he meant was a mathematical thing saying the amount of money that has gone outside is so much that if we are able to bring all that back inside, it will roughly be equivalent to 15 lakh. He never said, I will give you. And repeatedly, even Annamalai ji has said, can anybody come and show me one clipping from the net? These are days, Kiran, access to information is there. If I say something today on Paces Tamila, if I have said Martin has given 509 crores, that is forever going to be recorded. So let PM is being recorded everywhere. Has anybody brought that evidence saying, I will give everybody 15 lakhs in their pocket? He never said that. So you're correct.
Like the same lie of electoral bond is being repeated now.
Yes.
To fool the people.
Because when I asked at least 5 people in the last 3 days, BJP should not have done electoral bonds. Sir, what? Can you please tell me about electoral bonds? I don't know, but it seems there is some scam going on. So that means the average man on the road is not able to understand the principle.
In that way, the DMK has succeeded.
Yes, unfortunately, Goebbels, Hitler was murdering millions of people, and Goebbels was showing him as a great, like another Jesus. And the Germans believed. So Goebbelsism will always work because human being will easily take in information. I always request people, question everything. If I am saying something, Kiran is saying something, you check, is BJP controlling 17 states? Just because I say don't take it as truth, we need to question everything. And this is why in Tamil they say beautiful, Kannal parpadum poi, Kadal ketpadum poi, Thira visaripade mei. You need to go into the layers. And unfortunately, you're right. This trending scam is electoral bonds scam. And all five people I asked, can you please tell me about electoral bonds? All 5 did not know. But they all have come across some hashtag or something saying electoral bond scam.
Some news card, some tweets,
So you're correct. And only when people listen to a solid piece of information from a well-known, reputed channel like this. I have not known, even before I started speaking Paces Tamila, you all will not say anything without the data. So people, please listen to data. This is a data-driven world. Today, all the IT companies are living because of data, and therefore the listeners should also go by data. This is a pakka. The scam is the people are being scammed by making them think that electoral bonds is a scam.
Okay.
Double scam.
But the main question of the opposition is, why are the electoral bonds and the donors are anonymous? Why should they be kept hidden?
Yes.
You can expose them, right?
Correct. Now, this is the same reason if you look at the Supreme Court verdict.
A right to know, they have said.
There's a right to information that you cannot, because the right to information is one of the fundamental rights of the Constitution, which Supreme Court has said. They have also said that voter right is not being protected by the electoral bond. That itself is a very contentious point, but unfortunately, the Supreme Court has said that voter rights are being affected, and at the end of the day, the only thing that is bigger than the Supreme Court, than the judiciary, according to our constitution, is the constitution itself. So unless you make a constitutional amendment like Rajiv Gandhi did in 1986 for Shah Banu case and brought in a new act, you cannot overturn the Supreme Court judgment. So coming back to where we were, why is a company afraid to come out? Because that company then becomes a target. Now today BJP wins. God forbid, I want the BJP to come back again. I'm being very honest. Modi has done so much good for India. I'm proud to say I'm an Indian because of Modi ji. But God forbid, if some other government comes back, these chaps who have all supported the BJP are going to be in the line of fire by that other government. And therefore, it impinges upon their fundamental right to life. So I think sooner or later, somebody will take out one petition saying, my right to life is being affected, and therefore I don't want my
It's
name.
because of this open thread that they are being kept anonymous.
That's correct. So you support one party today, and then the other party knows they come to power, they will threaten you, and therefore your right to life will be affected, which is also a fundamental right. The right to equality, right to education, right to information, right to life. These are all fundamental rights of the Constitution. And if somebody can, one of these big companies, they can. Now all these big companies have come out. Medanta has come out. Airtel has come out. MIEL has come out. CSK has come out, India Cements has come out, they've all come out. But if some other companies, Medanta, they may want to protect their identity. If they put a writ to protect the fundamental rights, which is Article 32 of the Constitution, I can put a writ to protect my fundamental right, which is the right to life. And I am worried that you, as an opposition today, may come to power tomorrow and kill me. If they do that, then there'll be no more release. But until then, slowly all the data will be released, Kiran, will be released.
Since the CAA law has been implemented in India, the opposition cries more and more every day that this law is basically discriminatory. Why don't you include Muslims in it? And they have organized so much protests, buns, etc. What's your take on CAA? Is it discriminatory?
Again, this is a beautiful thing that you brought up. Another example to the public of Goebbelsism. CAA, anti-Muslim. Or blind everywhere I go, I'm seeing posters, anti-Muslim. This is, I'm sorry to say this, pakka rubbish. Rubbish. I want all of you to go to the net. 1949, Jawaharlal Nehru, he's a prime minister, is writing a letter to Gopinath Bordoloi. Gopinath Bordoloi is a chief minister of Assam, first chief minister of Assam, telling him strongly, you have to take in all the refugees from East Pakistan. Upper Bangladesh, there was not there till 1971. So only 1971 we had Bangladesh. From East Pakistan, remember the letter saying you should take in only Hindu refugees and not the Muslim refugees. The reason is everybody who was coming in from East Pakistan, many of the Muslims,
Persecuted minorities.
the persecuted minorities were the Hindus. The Muslims, the army was sending on both West and East Pakistan, they were sending a lot of immigrants across the border. So India has to protect her borders. And therefore, India said, we will open ourselves to persecuted minorities. I'll quickly take all of you back to 1955. So from 1949, Jawaharlal Nehru tried. 55, they bring the law. Boss, the law itself, I've read the 35 pages of the law. It says, if you read it itself, this is for persecuted non-Muslim minorities only from 3 countries, Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan. These are 3 Muslim countries, and these are 3 countries which say in their constitution, we are Islamic countries. There is no Hindu country yet. Nepal was there, no, that also is gone. Nepal said we are no longer a Hindu country.
We are a secular
We are
state.
secular. Only one Hindu country is forming, that is United States of Kailasha. But we will come to that in a minute. Therefore, this law was formed to help the people who are running from these 3 countries. Kiran, I'm going to ask the people to think about something. 23% of Pakistan were Hindus at the time of partition. Now, it is 0.8% or 1%. What happened to 22%? They were made to run away. I have spoken to so many Hindus who came out from Pakistan. They are crying. They ran away. And only some percentage came here. At the time of Pakistan, you all know that 4.7 million people came across from East and West Pakistan. 15 lakhs, 1.5 million people were killed. The remaining were kept here. Still there were 22.3%. Has any Congress party, has anybody asked what happened to our poor Hindus in Pakistan? நான் வந்து ஹிந்து என்ன ஆச்சுன்னு பாகிஸ்தான் கேட்டால் உடனே நான் வந்து ஒரு சங்கிங்கிறாங்க. அப்போ ஹிந்து அங்கே வந்து என்ன மாதிரி they can just kill them, they can slaughter them, we have to keep quiet. Look at Bangladesh. Same thing happened. At the time of the switch, we had the last 1951 in East Pakistan. They had 11% of East Pakistan by Hindus. It is now down to 1%. Gone. There are no Hindus left in East Pakistan, West Pakistan. All these people who are shouting, and I'm seeing all these posters, anti-Muslim. Anybody talks about Hindus? I will tell you, 500 Muslims, I checked this on the net, 500 Muslims have been given passports and Indian citizenship, although, and I'm going to say this very clearly, although this act was enacted in 1955 by the Congress government for non-Muslims. Still, 500 Muslims have been given passports from these countries in the last 5 years of BJP rule. This was said in Parliament by Amit Shahji. You all can go and check it in the parliamentary committee.
Another video of Manmohan Singh is going viral now. His speech in the parliament, he was expressing his concern about the religious minorities of Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh. But the same Congress party is now opposing the CAA.
Correct.
That's the irony, right?
They will say that, I asked a few people this that is Manmohan Singh's. When Manmohan Singh speaks as a prime minister, it is Manmohan Singh's idea. So I was talking about this Bardaloi, Nehru Road. So when Nehru protects the Hindus of East Pakistan to the Assam chief minister, it's a nice Congress inclusive, inclusive, national, democratic, IND, I think. If BJP and Modi ji try to do the same thing, suddenly it becomes communal. What sort of rubbish is this? See, the Dharma, it is what is Sarva Dharmo Sambhava, is the basic tenet of what BJP follows, which is of what Hindutva follows, which means all dharmas are same. Sambhava is all same. Sarva, all dharmas, all religions are same. Have you ever heard of any Hindu country going and cutting people's necks and saying, I will make you Muslim? I'll make you Hindu. They have never done that. Whereas the invaders have done that to us from Babur and from Jahangir. I used to weep when I read that these guys are saying, Brahmana Kachi, Brahmana Kachi. Jahangir was Salim. If you ask anybody what do you know about Salim, they will say, I know only about Anarkali. But Salim, he had a hobby. You know what his hobby was? He used to collect punul, sacred threads from Brahmins after cutting their heads off. Each sacred thread, 50 grams, thin cotton. He had 211 kilograms of sacred threads with him when Salim became Jahangir. And still, we just talk of Jahangir, Anarkali, he did this. Who is going to account for the 211 kg means he has killed thousands of Brahmins, just slaughtered them. Who is going to ask for that? But CAA is protecting those Hindus who are running away from there. There were once 120 to 140,000 Kashmiri Pandits in Jammu and Kashmir. There are only 20 to 30,000 now. 50 to 80,000 have been massacred or have run away. Not one person, Kiran, has gone to jail for the slaughter of those Kashmiri Hindu Pandits. We all saw it in Kashmir files. We all cried. We kept quiet.
But
50
still,
to 80,000.
the opposition calls it a propaganda.
Opposition calls it a propaganda. I believe that every Tamilian must know about the 50 to 80,000 Kashmiri Pandits because 50 to 80,000 Tamil people were also in a Padukole, they'll say genocide happened in North Sri Lanka. Not one man has gone to jail for that. One day, we will make our voice in parliament. And for those 50 to 80,000 lives, a few people must go to jail. For these 50 to 80,000 lives in Sri Lanka, people must go to jail. So CAA is formed for those 9 states from those 3 countries. They are talking pure Tamil. Even now in Afghanistan, Brahuvi, Tamil Hindus used to live there. 2 lakh people are speaking Vanga, Ukaranga, Tani Kudinga. But all of them have become Islamized. Completely gone. Hinduism is gone from there also. So they have completely converted. Let them convert.
As you mentioned about Sri Lanka, why the Elam Tamils who have taken refuge here are not given citizenship of India?
Good.
Why are they not included in the CAA Act?
Correct. Because the CAA Act was formed in 1955. There was no Elam Tamil. The first major attack on Tamils in Sri Lanka happened in 1956. A massacre known as the Gal Oya massacre. Then the 83 major massacre and the riots. Till 1956, there was only peace. Therefore, this act was formed in 1955. Kiran, and I keep saying this, if we can utilize this act, I'm requesting the Chief Minister, please don't, first of all, he cannot block the act in the state because this comes
under the union list.
Under the union list.
And Stalin is thinking that he has got the power to stop the CAA.
He cannot stop. And same thing, who's the other person who said I'll prevent it from coming here?
Mamta Banerjee.
Mamta, she also cannot say because this is coming.
Also Pinarayi Vijayan.
Pinarayi Vijayan also. First of all, the Pinarayi Vijayan and Mr. Stalin, it's not even coming inside. At least for Mamta, they're coming in there. I want to say one thing very clearly. Even if it had been on concurrent list, if the center starts taking action in concurrent list, state cannot block. This is very clear in Article 246, 7th schedule of the Constitution. Very clear. And I'm amazed that the lawyers of the chief ministers have not seen this Constitution.
Okay.
Now we'll come back to the previous thing you said. Why Sri Lankans have not got? They can get. If we allow implementation, I'm saying this to all Tamilians, if we allow implementation
Of CAA.
and allow all these, what are they saying? It's now 11 years. 11 years, Kabadra, they're trying to bring it down to 5 years. And they're trying to do it through the web portal online so that it happens quickly. If it happens quickly, the next step is our CM must say, you allowed all these Hindus coming from Afghanistan, Bangladesh, you gave them passport. No, give our Sri Lankan Tamils also passport. Okay. There are 98,000 Sri Lankan Tamils living in the state today, of which 58,000 are living in these 325 camps all over, like in Karur, Palavaram, etc. Instead, if you block CAA, you'll be blocking it for them. So 1955 Act, you're not allowing the BJP to implement it. How can they bring an act in 2024 for the sake of the Sri Lankan Tamils? That is what we should do. All Tamilians should get together and say, yes, CAA for them and CAA also for our Tamils. Okay. Then
you can see in the DMK manifesto of 2021 elections, they have stated that we will try to make the BJP include Sri Lankan Tamils in the CAA Act. But now they are opposing CAA itself.
Brilliant. Kiran, this is a brilliant point by Kiran of Pace Tamra, because if that is the manifesto, in principle that is correct. Yeah. Because they have the manifesto, whoever put it has put it correctly. That means we will allow that, bring the Sri Lankan Tamils in. If you go against the fundamental nature of the act, how can you implement the Sri Lankan Tamils? Number, our Sri Lankan Tamils will go on suffering and suffering.
But now, the ADMK is also opposing it, sir. Having voted in favor of CAA in the parliament, now ADMK is opposing it. What will people think of ADMK?
I don't think people think much more about ADMK at all. But I feel bad because they came up with the same straight answer. People are not...
They are against... This act is against minorities. That's it.
That's all.
One line statement. Although actor Vijay has stated that it's against minority, I am insisting the government not implement it.
For that means I would like to request Kamal Hassan, Vijay, even Kamal Hassan has said that Vijay, Kamal Hassan, Vijay, ADMK, DMK, let them come for a debate like they do in the US. We must call all these people for a debate and say, how is the CAA against Muslims? The non-Muslims, because they've put that one phrase, which Muslim is going to run from Afghanistan and come to you? Which Muslim is going to run from
the same people who are saying that India is not safe for Muslims are also saying that what if Muslims are not feeling safe in Afghanistan and Pakistan and come to India? Why are you not giving them citizenship?
It's ridiculous. And for that only Amit Shah answered in 2019 in the winter session. As soon as it's out, he said, we have given 500 people passports also, we have given them Indian citizenship. Yeah. See, Kiran, I want to tell everybody something. Indian citizenship is not a joke. We have to take it seriously. We have to take it importantly.
National security concern.
You go and see the number of queues standing outside for a visa to go to UK or US. Wait for 1 year, wait for 2 visa to enter. That means imagine the power of the passport. And that passport, if you're giving to somebody, it's a national security issue. Also, the last thing I want to say is, remember that every time you allow 1 million people to come inside, you make them citizens, we are sharing our resources with them. You're sharing your water. You're sharing your food. You know, there's a big thing from Belgium and Germany saying how when they bring refugees inside, each person gets less because the resources have to be shared out amongst so many people. And still our country is ready to do that. Simply to go and call that because it's non-Muslim, it's against Muslims. It's just a cheap, very cheap way of trying to garner the Muslim votes. And I want the Muslim people who are listening to this to remember that just because a thing says non-Muslim, don't think anybody is against Muslims. This was created by Jawaharlal Nehru, the greatest lover of Islam.
What do you want to say about the people who are against the North Indian migration, migrant laborers coming to Tamil Nadu, and the same people who are saying that Muslims should be included in CAA?
It's ridiculous, no? This is typical of, there's a word in English called double speak. That means you speak
double standards.
When you speak double standard, they call it double speak.
Okay.
So, I want you to understand that Panch Pran, that PM had said recently, beautiful. In that fourth thing in that is to assertion of national unity. And I was saying in another interview earlier today also in Tamil, I was saying, when people from here shout for Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Taleva in CSK, they're clapping for his talent. They're clapping for Dhoni. Dhoni is from Bihar. And now that part of Ranchi, where he was born in Bihar, that's now become Jharkhand. The Bihar, Jharkhand and UP, maximum people who are living around Dhoni's villages are the ones who are coming here to saw carpet, whom these people are saying, chase them back, chase them back. When I see a Rajinikanth movie in Hyderabad, jailer, huge poster there, I'm happy. That is national unity. We are one Bharat. We are one Akhand Bharat, which should not be divided. And when people, this is a UP chap, it's a Bihar chap, when you draw these invisible lines, when you make them visible, when you draw these invisible lines into visible lines, We are dividing our people, and I hope and pray that our people are
Okay.
sensible enough to not be taken by this propaganda. I will tell you one last thing. Hate propaganda, hate narrative, very common. 1936 elections, Madras presidency election, same, go back Gandhi, 1933-94. Here, now 2016, go back Modi. Same, 90 years, Kiran, same old tactics. And that
Divide
time,
and rule.
and why was Modi coming at that time, you know?
Defense corridor.
No, no, this time Modi came for defense corridor. Gandhi.
Oh, Gandhi.
In 1933, I want everybody to listen to this. One chap called Abbasi Patwardhan, who was a scheduled caste, applied for a job in somewhere in North India in a jail to clean motion, human feces. Though he's a Dalit, still they didn't give him the job. He said, I am a Gandhian, I will fast to death. Gandhi also fasted to death along with him when he heard about this. And they gave him the job. Gandhi said, I'm going to get money for my Harijans. He used to call them Harijans, Dalits. He came down to Madras presidency and went around and started collecting money, Nidhi Tiratnar, for the Harijans. This was done in 1933-34, just before the Madras presidency election. At that time, the so-called Suya Maryada Iyakam, that is
Self-respect movement.
self-respect movement of E.B. Ramaswamy, they put big posters everywhere, go back Gandhi. Do not bring Brahmanism into Tamil Nadu. He came,
The same E.V. Ramaswamy group is now accusing RSS of not taking part in the independence movement.
imagine, they kept Gandhi away, said go back Gandhi, and then as soon as when Godse assassinated him, then they blamed Godse for everything. So this is the same hate narrative, Goebbelsism that is happening, and I want people to be aware of it. Kindly check facts. You please check every fact. Check Abbasi Patwardhan, put on the net, put Gandhi, put go back Gandhi. And that's what they're doing, Kiran. It's all this anti-Muslim CAA, go back Gandhi, go back Modi. It is just when you can't do something good, you just say bad things about somebody else and pull them down. But now people are intelligent. There is the net, there's media, social
The
media.
elections are near in Tamil Nadu. How do you look at the elections? Are there any hopes for BJP in Tamil Nadu?
Are there any hopes? Kiran, sounds terrible. I think the BJP will certainly make significant headway compared to last time.
Okay.
The jump may be 300%, maybe 500%, 600%. That's very easy to say when you have a very small number to start with, because we had only 3% last time. Even if we get 12% or 15 or 20, if we get 15 or 20, it will be fantastic. But I believe that it will reflect. I'm telling people this election is not about is this MP candidate better, that MP candidate better. Do you want Modi ji or not? And I think our Tamil Nadu people are intelligent enough to understand that they will vote in favor of Modi ji. The one thing I noticed today also, I got a bunch of WhatsApps. One chap from Sivaji Krishnamurti or somebody talking all filth. I want people to say, please note down who all are speaking filth. Everybody from across the strata, note it down. Make sure you do not vote for that man. Make sure you do not vote for his party. You think we all don't know bad words? I know bad words in 6-7 languages. You know, in Malayalam, in Telugu, in Arabic also I'll give you some special bad words. And these guys are saying anti-Hindi. He's speaking in Hindi bad words. Like in Viswasam, you see a movie. Somebody called Mr. L.K. Balu, they are calling for Vivek will say, this man is speaking in Hindi. He's using Hindi even for bad words and he's saying don't use Hindi. People should speak. We are Tamil people. We have a great culture. Straight, fight straight. Viruppundumang, you know, straight fight. Instead of that, you're attacking from the back, using bad words. About elections, I will say one thing. Whether BJP may win, BJP may lose. BJP will not fight dirty. You will not find any BJP person coming in using all these
Filthy
languages. Winning, losing, we will leave to the people. We will be decent, and I believe it is time. It is time for people to vote good, honest, decent politicians instead of filth like this guy.
Okay, so it was a wonderful first episode with you. It was a wonderful conversation with you. Looking forward for many more conversations, sir.
Great, Kiran.
Thank you.
Great start, and I'm looking forward to many like this. Thank you, and God bless.